Hello, neighbor. I'm Robert Burns, and welcome once again to another edition of Sound Off Louisiana. Today we have a repeat guest, Mr. Walter Beach. You may recall from a previous feature, which we are going to link, he is dedicated to EMS reform, and he's back. We're going to continue our discussion of the proposed merger of Baton Rouge EMS with the Baton Rouge Fire Department, which is something that he is on record as being opposed to. So I'm going to let him go ahead and give an update on that and let him speak with you more on it, and I may occasionally chime in with a question. So Mr. Beach, once again, the floor is all yours.
All right, thank you for the opportunity to speak. So since the last video, I was able to attend a couple council meetings and meet with Chief Kimball and spoke to him about the merger, and with EMS reform, we want to be able to provide information, verifiable information, to whoever needs it to guide them on a decision, an informed decision. So at this point, yes, I am opposed to it because of the questions that can't be asked or answered. Actually, they can't be answered either. The whole thing was that there was an not an inconsistency, but the merger was going to bring together whatever, I can't find a word for it, but the redundancies.
Okay.
That's it. The redundancies. With a lot of chatter, we belong to some of the Facebook groups that bring the EMTs together, and I believe it's a Band-Aid. It's basically the medical equipment that the fire department uses and the EMS department uses, and that's it.
Okay.
So with that knowledge, in speaking, giving the chief an opportunity to speak his behalf, I don't see a need for it because it doesn't provide a solution. It doesn't provide a problem. If there's a problem with EMS, we need to invest in it and fix it. Merging with the fire department is not going to fix that. And one of the key things about why they're not going to be able to fix it is because they're sending fire trucks to ambulance calls. And you may wonder why. Is it because the ambulance is not getting there soon enough or quick enough? I mean, that's a lot of money to send some of that fire department resource out there. And if you want to look about efficiencies, that is one that can be stopped. The fire department should only be requested by EMS when needed.
All right.
So that's one of the major points that maybe decide that I'm not for it. Now, as far as the benefits, the so-called benefits, reason I say so-called because it's not in play right now. The state pay is being audited to see how many firemen get state pay. Are they going into these fires, which state pay is for? If you're going to risk your life, they provide state pay. It's hazardous duty pay. That's $600 a month. So when you ask the fire department how many people they have employed, how many have state pay, that right there is going to be another clue on what's going to happen to EMS, because you're going to add these people to the state without a vote. That's not going to happen. The second thing is benefits. If the benefit package is better, I think everyone would be on board, but the EMT is not about themselves. They're about you, the people. And to be involved in something like this is just ridiculous. We don't want to be involved. I haven't heard of an EMT that wanted this. And the idea of a merger is ridiculous because you got city, fire, and you have a parish entity. Those funds cannot be mixed.
Oh, well, that's something I've been wondering about.
Yeah, those funds can't be mixed. I would say it's in the laws, but there's some things going on in Baton Rouge right now that they're questionable.
Okay.
So if the fire department, city fire department, wants EMS, they should develop their own. That way they have control over it, they can build it, they can do that a lot easier than taking over a parish entity, because it's just not something you do.
Okay.
You know, and then if the city chief is going to be over the parish fire department, you may want to consider consolidating the fire departments.
Okay.
You know, and these are issues that Jefferson Parish has been involved in with the consolidation. That, you know, it's a big cost. Taking over EMS is a big cost. However, the way it is that EMS saves money. It keeps you out of the hospital. If you do go to the hospital, you recover longer. So an estimate was $1,200 to $1,500 per patient that doesn't go to the ER. So if we treat you at home, that's a savings for the state of Louisiana.
Sure.
And the big question is, why is it that the government of Louisiana is not investing in EMS? That's the big question. Baton Rouge EMS has a great program. They're providing medics for themselves, and we want to do medicine. When you take a fireman and combine them with EMS, that shortens your pool of people you can pull from.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be a fireman. You know, and that's just me. I like medicine. I like people.
Sure.
I'm around people. If you want to be a fireman, that's great. Be a fireman. But to mix the two, it is dumbing down EMS. That's why we have certified ambulance operators and EMRs. EMRs can help out a little bit, but the goal is to have 2 paramedics on it. That's the golden standard that we need. But we're not going that direction. We have laws that are letting ambulance drivers again. You don't want to be called an ambulance driver. You know, we do a lot more. The education value is minimized. 6 weeks you could be an EMT. It takes a long time to be a paramedic. I'm a degree paramedic and I have an associate's degree. It took me 2 years.
Okay.
So, you know, to be a firefighter and training and all that, it's not about, it's about the boots on the ground and what they want. The EMTs want investment. They don't want a merger. The fire department needs money, but they are not in a money-making business. These fire departments are solely for the people of the parish in the city, and because they don't bring in an income, people look at it as a burden. I look at it as a safety net, just like insurance. Insurance is expensive. Until you use it, then you're glad you have it. So when your house burns down, you're glad you have them.
Sure.
So, you know, with the merger here, it just puts a nasty mix in it. Start your own. That's my suggestion. But we'll fight every bit of it to keep Baton Rouge EMS as it is, a parish entity, and we're going to look for investments. So this is not about a merger. This is about investing. So if we can't invest in EMS, how's the fire department going to help?
Okay. Well, some of the proponents that I have talked to on this have said that the biggest upshot for EMS is that it will place them on the same benefits package. That is to say, overtime, retirement, which they say right now is not the case for EMS. What would you say to those arguments being posed at this, and that the opponents are ignoring this huge benefit that would accrue as a result of the merger?
Expense. It's going to be very expensive to a parish that's already in the red. Okay. How are you going to fund that? Tax dollars? You're not getting tax dollars anymore.
Okay.
We've seen that. We've seen the millages fail. And, you know, I spoke to the efficiency officer. Congratulations, Charlie Davis. And, you know, one thing I told him, I was like, you want a great start? Stop sending fire trucks to ambulance calls.
Okay.
Invest in ambulances. Right there. We save money. We save hospital stays. We save the state money. Who else can say that?
Okay.
So we are a money-saving entity, plus we make money. The financials on Baton Rouge EMS, East Baton Rouge EMS, are in the black. So They haven't had a raise in 10 years.
Well, and you're bringing up, I didn't mean to interrupt, you're bringing up another point. The proponents have said that having Baton Rouge EMS report to DPW, which is what they've told me is the existing framework, doesn't make a lot of sense, and they tout that as another benefit of the merger. And I would like to just say one, and then I want to ask you another question. I have afforded the opportunity for the proponents to come on. Nobody's taken me up on it. So while I'm happy to make statements on their behalf, it is a little frustrating that when I make the invitation of, in fact, one person made a comment on not on the blog, but on the video, and said, get somebody local. And I said, I'd be happy to have somebody local. Just contact me the same way you did. So can you address what these proponents are saying but don't want to go on camera to say? So I'm going to give you, since they don't, I'm going to give you the opportunity to, and you are willing to go on camera. What would be your counter argument to they're saying that the existing reporting to DPW doesn't make sense, and that I don't want to put words in their mouth, but you take it over.
Right. So this is working, what we currently have. There's no reason to change it. You need investment in it. And East Baton Rouge Parish EMS is providing it. They have, I want to say, don't quote me on this, but 20 paramedics that are graduating from their program, paid program. So they are investing in themselves. But not to have a raise for 10 years shows you where this is. There is no investment. EMTs across Louisiana are the only ones that have to work for a parish-created monopoly.
Right, and I know that's a key focus of the website that we're going to link. Right. And you're correct. The statute on there basically said we're going to enable monopolies. But I don't want to get off on that because I know that's a topic for another day. But I do want to emphasize when we provide the link for that, just like we did last time, what he said is correct. That the legislature has, in essence, endorsed monopolies, which, I mean, I'm a business major, and every course you take discourages monopolies. So it's a little perplexing why the legislature would do that. I'm a big believer in free market economy, and monopolies are counterintuitive to that. So your point is very well taken on that. If I recall correctly, did you say on the last feature that this study that's being done on the state pay, is it supposed to come out around February or so of next year, give or take?
Yes, there's a subcommittee on state pay. Dodie Horton is on that one committee. I went and visited with it. I'm there on camera with it. I wasn't allowed to speak, but the idea was to study the state pay, just like I said prior, find out how many firefighters are employed, find out how many firefighters are getting state pay, and how many firefighters are risking their life in order for what this is meant for.
Sure.
So it shows that the fire department is not good stewards of tax money.
No, okay.
That right there, and sending fire trucks instead of ambulances, just instead of being requested, is another reason why they're not really good stewards. I mean, it's nothing against the boots on the ground.
Sure.
This is administration, and we know that. So, listen to the boots.
Well, and did I get the time frame right? Is that study expected to be released sometime around February?
Yes, somewhere around February it'll be due.
Okay. And then lastly, I mean, I'm always appreciative of, especially any guest who's willing to come on the camera. That's the whole reason Sound Off Louisiana was founded. And I'm thrilled, and I thank you again for coming. But let me ask you this. I mean, the reach of Sound Off Louisiana is not as extensive as other outlets. I mean, so have you made efforts to try and get this matter, to try to get your sentiments in front of the parish council? And if so, what's been the response so far?
So I do go to the council meetings. I make myself available from 3 to 4 prior to when it starts. Because of my schedule, I'm not able to stay through the whole meeting.
Okay.
All right? There's really nothing on that agenda that really pertains to EMS or anything I can speak on. Other parishes have the ability to public comment on non-agenda items.
Ah, okay.
We do not. Now, that's another red flag. So I did email council, all the council, because you need a certain amount of councilmen to put you on the agenda.
How many do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know in Ascension Parish, it's three council people have to agree, and yet I'm not able to do that.
So you would like to be formally placed on the East Baton Rouge Parish Metro Council as an agenda item, correct?
Yes,
okay.
Correct. So that way you can rebuttal, do whatever. I welcome the person that disagrees with me.
Sure.
You get the chair first. And I would love to debate this, what makes this a good thing when it's not a bad thing now. Are you gonna make it better? Why don't you invest in EMS? Why don't you invest in EMS?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what we're looking for. As far as your outlet is not gonna twist it. Your outlet may be a small outlet,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think it's that small.
Well,
on this topic.
I try to be humble.
You're able to take the topics that are important to the people,
mm-hmm.
and we can use those topics and get them out to the decision makers. You know, the Baton Rouge merger there. I was asked by a paramedic that works for East Baton Rouge to be involved, and I asked them to make sure they want me involved. And,
sure.
You know, hopefully I don't let them down. We can't change
I
whatever
don't think you're going to let anybody down.
We can't change what decisions they make,
mm-hmm.
but if they're making a bad decision, they're going to know it.
Sure. Well, and I appreciate what you've said about the blog, and it has had some significant accomplishments that I never would have dreamed. Everybody will know, most notably, the Ronald Green matter. And I guess the upside to the nature of this blog is that you aren't forced into having to do a 20-second soundbite for the evening news.
Right.
It's not rushed. You've had the liberty to nothing's going to be edited out. You turned the camera on, you went to town. So I want to thank you again, because I really want to encourage others who have similar concerns about any governmental issue. That's why this blog was formed. I want to encourage those of you who especially are willing to go on camera, as Mr. Beach has graciously done, because that's the way word does get disseminated out. And I will make the same invitation again that I made at the end of the first feature that we did with Mr. Beach. For any proponent of this measure that would like to schedule a sound off feature, we will be delighted to host you. And I want to again thank you for coming, for being courageous enough to make your sentiments known. And I'm sure we'll have you back, because as I had said in the last feature, this wasn't going to happen overnight. I'm being told, and you can elaborate on this as we close if you'd like, I'm being told that this is going to be an 18-month process. That seems awfully long to me, but that's a long time. So there's no, I guess, if they're accurate on that, there's no true sense of extreme urgency. But I think anything of this nature, we're not talking about something small that's being proposed here, ought to be very well vetted, and that's what I'm attempting to do. And I would offer the opportunity to the proponents to come on and espouse why this needs to be done. And, you know, we discussed at the last meeting, this is not a jab at the mayor president, but the simple statement of, because I want it, is not good enough. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your day, and whenever you may feel that you need episode 3, just let us know.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate the time and the effort you put into your programs. And, you know, I just, you know, with the mayor, I haven't spoke to him yet. I'll text him in a little bit. but I have enough information to make a informed decision on it. And I want to thank the Chief Kimball for speaking to me. I'll see you at the council meeting again, and we'll speak some more if you want. But the whole idea is the question, why aren't we investing in EMS?
And I tell you what, I think you just created my headline for you. If that's good with you, I'm going to say Walter Beach, why aren't we investing in East
Absolutely.
EB? Well, then we just drafted the headline right here on the fly.
There we go, because, you know, sending the fire trucks doesn't do anything.
Okay.
It wastes tax money.
All right. Very good. Well, I know it's only Wednesday. I'd like to say have a happy weekend, but it's too far along. So happy hump day. So thank you so much for once again appearing, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Absolutely. Reach out to me, Walter Beach, Walter at emsreform.org. This is 5013C, and it was developed with the EMT in mind. Not just one EMT, all EMTs, state, wherever.
Very good. Well, we will insert in the graphics on this part of the video your email address that you just gave us. So,
absolutely.
Thank you, folks, for your dedication. Thank you, Mr. Beach. And I hope everyone else has an enjoyable upcoming weekend, because by the time I actually disseminate this, it'll be a lot closer to the weekend. So,
yes.
All righty. Very good. Thank you so much, Mr. Beach.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Bye.